stop and pay attention. This isn't just another grocery list. Experts are sounding the alarm. By the end of January, grocery prices will spike even higher, and some items might vanish completely. Are you ready? Today, I'm exposing the 12 must-have grocery products you need to stockpile now to protect your family from inflation, shortages, and chaos. Miss these, and you could be scrambling for scraps while others stay secure. Stick with me to the end, because number 1 is the single most overlooked item that people fight over when it's gone. And trust me, you don't want to be caught without it. Let's get into it. 12. Cooking oil. Cooking oil is the lifeblood of countless recipes, yet it's currently under siege from skyrocketing prices and dwindling supplies. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, global vegetable oil prices soared by 7.5% in late 2024, marking the highest levels in years. This surge stems from climatic disasters like torrential rains in Southeast Asia that have decimated palm oil yields, compounded by geopolitical tensions and increasing demand from countries like India and China. The ripple effects of this crisis have led to price spikes across all edible oils, from soybean to sunflower, with predictions of a 10% price increase annually through 2029. Stockpiling cooking oil now is an investment in your pantry's future. Its versatility spans frying, baking, and sautéing, while its essential fatty acids support brain and heart health. Oils like olive and coconut boast longer shelf lives, up to 24 months if stored in cool, dark places. Airtight containers prevent oxidation and maintain freshness, ensuring your stockpile doesn't turn rancid. Diversify your choices. Canola oil for high-heat cooking, avocado oil for nutrient-packed meals, and sunflower oil for its neutral flavor. Imagine facing a midwinter storm with shelves empty of basic supplies. Without cooking oil, even the simplest meals become insurmountable challenges. By securing it now, you not only avoid inflated prices, but also guarantee your ability to whip up hearty, nourishing meals when times get tough. The numbers don't lie. Between 2024 and 2029, the edible oil crisis could intensify. Don't leave your family's nutrition and meal prep to chance. Add a variety of oils to your stockpile today, safeguarding your household from market volatility and ensuring culinary continuity in uncertain times. 11. Flour. Flour is a cornerstone of culinary traditions, yet its availability and affordability are under threat due to global wheat shortages. In 2024, extreme drought slashed U.S. wheat production to just 1.65 billion bushels, the lowest in decades, driving flour prices up by 33% from 2021 to 2022. This trend is mirrored globally. In Europe, unprecedented rainfall cut wheat harvests by 20%, exacerbating supply chain issues and triggering export restrictions. Experts warn that flour prices could rise another 10 to 15% by 2025, making it critical to stockpile now. Flour's versatility is unmatched. It's the backbone of bread, pastries, pastas, and thickened sauces. Stock up on all-purpose flour for everyday needs, bread flour for hearty loaves, and specialty flours like almond or coconut for gluten-free options. Proper storage can significantly extend flour's shelf life. Airtight containers protect against pests, while keeping them in cool, dry areas ensures freshness for up to a year. For long-term storage, consider Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, which can keep flour viable for up to a decade. Visualize the possibilities. Homemade bread perfuming your kitchen on a frigid January morning, or pancakes flipping effortlessly on the stovetop, a source of comfort and sustenance during turbulent times. By stockpiling flour now, you're not just securing a staple, but preserving your ability to create nourishing, morale-boosting meals for your family. As global wheat prices continue to climb, every pound of flour in your pantry becomes a shield against inflation and scarcity. Don't wait for another market shock. Start building your flour reserves today to stay ahead of the curve and maintain culinary freedom no matter what lies ahead. 10. Shelf-stable milk. If you don't already have shelf-stable milk in your stockpile, you're walking a tightrope without a safety net. Shelf-stable milk isn't just a backup, it's a non-negotiable essential. And if you're not taking advantage of it right now, you're gambling with your family's nutrition. In 2024, supply chain experts warned that milk prices could skyrocket another 8% as dairy production costs soar due to feed shortages and transportation bottlenecks. You can thank climate change, labor strikes, and geopolitical instability for that mess. By the time January rolls around, finding affordable dairy might feel like hitting the lottery. This isn't your typical milk, it's ultra-high temperature, UHT pasteurized, which means it's practically invincible to spoilage until opened. With a shelf life of 6-12 months, it's a lifeline during power outages, supply chain collapses, or grocery store chaos. Nutritionally, it's on par with regular milk, delivering crucial calcium and vitamin D to keep your family strong and healthy. Don't forget the alternatives. Lactose-free, almond or soy-based shelf-stable options cater to dietary needs while offering the same storage benefits. Think about this. Without milk, your pantry staples like boxed mac and cheese, creamy soups, or pancakes become impossible to prepare. Do you want to be the parent explaining to your kids that breakfast is just plain rice because you failed to plan ahead? Don't wait for empty shelves and inflated prices. Start stocking shelf-stable milk now, whether it's by the case or by the truckload. Your future self will thank you when your family is sipping lattes while your neighbors are stuck boiling questionable water to make powdered milk. 9. Dried beans and lentils. Dried beans and lentils are not just pantry staples, they're the ultimate survival weapons in your food arsenal. If your pantry isn't brimming with jars of black beans, lentils, and chickpeas, you're playing with fire. Let's be blunt. When the next disaster strikes and protein becomes a luxury, you'll be grateful you stocked up. Beans and lentils are dirt cheap now, but don't count on that lasting. Inflation has already pushed legume prices up 7.8% over the past year, and agricultural reports predict a 15% surge in 2025 due to fertilizer shortages and unpredictable weather patterns. Each pound of dried beans yields about 6 cups of cooked beans, enough protein-rich sustenance to keep a family fed for days. And they last. Properly stored in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, dried beans and lentils can stay fresh for up to 30 years. 30 years. That's long enough to outlast every food trend, economic recession, or climate crisis heading your way. In case you need a refresher on their benefits, these legumes pack a punch with fiber, B vitamins, and plant-based protein that can replace costly meat without sacrificing nutrition. Picture this: grocery store shelves stripped bare, protein sources scarce, and those overpriced, preservative-filled canned beans going for $4 a pop. Meanwhile, your pantry is a fortress of nutrient-dense, versatile beans and lentils. They're not just a backup plan. They're the backbone of soups, stews, and life-saving meals when the chips are down. If you're not hoarding dried beans like your life depends on it, you're leaving your family vulnerable. Bulk up now. Every jar, every pound is a safeguard against the chaos we all know is coming. 8. Sugar and salt. Let me spell it out. Without sugar and salt in your stockpile, you're leaving your pantry dangerously exposed. These aren't just flavor enhancers, they're survival essentials. And if you don't take this seriously, you're setting yourself up for failure. In 2024, salt prices jumped 12% globally due to a drought that crippled production in key regions, while sugar prices surged 14% thanks to record-low sugarcane harvests in Brazil. Do you think this trend is going to reverse magically? Spoiler, it won't. By the time you realize it, you'll be staring at empty shelves and astronomical prices. Salt isn't just for seasoning. It's a critical tool for preserving food. Pickling vegetables, curing meats, and making homemade salted butter can extend your supplies for months, perhaps even years. Sugar, meanwhile, is the backbone of home canning, essential for jellies, syrups, and fermentation. It's also an instant energy source during emergencies when calories are scarce. Stored correctly in airtight containers in a cool, dry place, both sugar and salt have an indefinite shelf life. That's right, they'll outlive you, your kids, and probably your grandkids. Still think you can get by without them? Imagine a grid-down scenario or an extended storm cutting off access to fresh food. Without salt, your meats rot. Without sugar, your preserves fail. What are you left with? A pile of spoiled ingredients and zero options. Get real. Buy salt by the bucket and sugar by the sack. This isn't overkill. It's survival strategy. Skip them, and you'll regret it when prices skyrocket further or supplies dry up altogether. Stockpile now or suffer later. Your choice. 7. Shelf-stable milk. Shelf-stable milk is your secret weapon in a world where unpredictability rules. Think you can get by without it? Think again. Dairy shortages are here, and they're not going away. Milk production has been battered by feed shortages, rising fuel costs, and extreme weather, with global milk prices increasing 9% in 2024 alone. It's not a question of if milk will disappear from store shelves, it's a question of when. Shelf-stable milk is your lifeline. Thanks to UHT pasteurization, it lasts 6-12 months unopened without refrigeration, making it a game-changer in emergencies. Whether you're adding it to coffee, baking with it, or pouring it over cereal, it's the ultimate multi-purpose ingredient. Plant-based options like almond or oat milk are also shelf-stable, catering to diverse dietary needs while providing long-term reliability. And don't even think about skimping on quantity. When you're snowed in or the power's out for days, that stockpile will keep your family nourished while others panic. Picture the chaos when milk supplies run dry. Moms scrambling to find formula alternatives. Kids crying over dry cereal. You, smug and secure, whipping up hot chocolate and creamy pasta sauces because you planned ahead. Stock up on cases of shelf-stable milk today. Keep them in a cool, dark place and rotate your supply regularly. Waiting is a fool's game. Act now or face the fallout. 6. Peanut butter. Peanut butter isn't just a spread, it's a survival juggernaut. If you don't have jars of this protein-packed powerhouse in your pantry, you're failing yourself and your family. With inflation pushing food prices higher every week, up 5.6% year over year in 2024, protein is becoming an unaffordable luxury for many households. Peanut butter? It's the cheapest, most shelf-stable solution to this problem. Each jar delivers up to 8 grams of protein per serving, plus heart-healthy fats and critical nutrients like magnesium and niacin. It doesn't need refrigeration and lasts 9 months unopened, or longer if stored in cool, dark conditions. Natural peanut butter, while healthier, requires refrigeration after opening, but it's worth the extra care for the reduced additives. When the meat section is bare or priced out of reach, peanut butter becomes your family's protein savior. Think of its versatility. Spread it on bread, swirl it into oatmeal, or mix it into savory dishes like peanut sauces for rice and noodles. One jar can transform basic staples into high-energy meals when resources are stretched thin. The peanut butter market is booming because people understand its value. If you don't stock up now, you'll be kicking yourself when prices spike further, or worse, when supplies vanish during the next crisis. Buy it, store it, and sleep easier knowing you've got a nutritional powerhouse in your arsenal. 4. Pasta. Pasta isn't just a pantry staple, it's a survival necessity. And if you don't have at least 50 pounds of it in your stockpile, you're doing it wrong. Let me spell it out. Global pasta demand is skyrocketing, projected to grow 6.5% annually through 2029. Wheat shortages caused by climate disasters in the US, Europe, and Australia have driven prices up 12% in the last year alone. Pasta shelves won't stay stocked much longer. When the next supply chain disruption hits, you'll be lucky to find a single box, let alone your favorite variety. Pasta's beauty lies in its versatility. From mac and cheese to hearty lasagna, it's the perfect foundation for endless meal combinations. Pair it with shelf-stable sauces, canned meats, or dried herbs, and you've got meals that will satisfy even the pickiest eaters during a crisis. Properly stored in airtight containers, dry pasta can last a decade or more. Think about that. Years of meal security for pennies on the dollar. Don't wait for grocery stores to limit purchases when the next wheat shortage hits. Stock up now on every shape and size: spaghetti, penne, elbow macaroni, and store it where pests and moisture can't touch it. A pantry full of pasta isn't just a backup plan, it's a fortress against food insecurity. Act today, or you'll be stuck paying triple when it's too late. 3. Canned meats and fish. Let's get real. Protein is king, and canned meats and fish are your throne. Tuna, chicken, salmon. They're not just convenience items, they're survival essentials. The canned food market is projected to hit $118 billion globally by 2026, driven by increasing demand for long-lasting, nutritious options. But here's the kicker. These prices aren't staying low. In 2024, global fish production plummeted 15% due to overfishing and climate shifts, while poultry costs rose 8% because of feed shortages. How long do you think these cans will stay affordable? Not long. Each can is a concentrated package of high-quality protein, omega-3s, and vital nutrients like B12. Properly stored, canned meats and fish last 3-5 years, sometimes even longer. Their versatility is unmatched. Toss them into casseroles, whip up salads, or stir them into pastas and soups. You'll have flavorful, filling meals when fresh protein sources are out of reach. Picture this. The meat section is wiped clean, and fresh fish prices are obscene. Your neighbors are panicking, staring at empty shelves, while you're enjoying a hearty tuna salad or chicken stew from your well-stocked pantry. This isn't just about being prepared. It's about dominating the food security game. Stock up now before you're stuck paying $10 for a single can. Or worse, left with nothing at all. This is your chance to lock in today's prices and guarantee your family's nutritional safety. Don't waste it. 2. Instant soups and ramen. If instant soups and ramen aren't already part of your stockpile, you're setting yourself up to fail. These aren't just cheap, quick fixes. They're tactical solutions to food insecurity when everything else collapses. In 2024 alone, instant noodle consumption surged by 14%, driven by rising inflation and the need for affordable, shelf-stable food. Meanwhile, grain shortages and skyrocketing fuel prices have manufacturers warning of 10-15% price hikes in early 2025. Don't think for a second these will stay the budget-friendly staples they are today. Here's the deal. Ramen and instant soups are lightweight, easy to store, and last up to 2 years when kept in a cool, dry place. They're calorically dense and provide the carbohydrates needed to keep energy levels high in survival situations. But let's not sugarcoat it. They're not health food out of the box. Sodium levels can be off the charts, and nutrients are minimal. That's where you come in. Add frozen or canned vegetables, toss in a handful of dried beans, or crack an egg on top to turn a basic packet into a powerhouse meal. Do you want to be the one eating plain rice while others are enjoying upgraded ramen bowls packed with flavor and nutrition? Stockpile these by the case. Yes, the case. Because when shelves are bare, they'll be worth their weight in gold. And let's not forget their psychological value. Hot, comforting soup on a cold, chaotic night isn't just food. It's a morale booster. Fail to stock these, and you're guaranteeing cold, bland meals during a crisis. Load up now or regret it later when the price triples and the stores are cleaned out. 1. Bottled water. Let's not mince words. If bottled water isn't your #1 priority, you're courting disaster. Water is non-negotiable. Without it, you're done in 3 days. Period. In 2024, the U.S. experienced over 700 boil water advisories due to infrastructure failures, natural disasters, and contamination incidents. Imagine waking up to find your tap water undrinkable. Think FEMA is going to swoop in with pallets of water for everyone? Think again. By the time you realize you need it, the stores will be stripped bare, and you'll be standing in line praying for a ration. Here's the reality. You need at least 1 gallon per person per day for drinking, cooking, and hygiene. For a family of 4, that's 12 gallons for a 3-day emergency or 56 gallons for 2 weeks. Do you have that right now? No? Then you're in trouble. Commercial bottled water is the easiest solution. It's sealed, safe, and ready to go. But don't stop there. Invest in FDA-approved food-grade containers to store tap water for long-term use. Rotate your supply every 6 months to keep it fresh. When disaster strikes and others are scavenging for supplies, you'll have a stockpile ready to sustain your family. It's not just about hydration, it's about control. Clean water means you can cook your food, clean your dishes, and avoid dangerous dehydration. Fail to prepare, and you'll be at the mercy of overpriced emergency supplies, or worse, without any at all. Start today. Buy cases of bottled water, invest in containers, and lock down your water security now. because when the taps go dry, there's no room for second chances. That's the list. 12 grocery essentials to stockpile before the end of January. Don't wait until prices skyrocket or shelves are wiped clean. Start building your stockpile today to stay ahead of the chaos and keep your family safe. If you found this helpful, hit like, share this video, and subscribe for more life-saving tips. Remember, preparation isn't just smart, it's survival. Stay ready, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.